So as you guys know, over the last couple days, the big thing that we got for Call of Duty was the Black Ops 7 trailer. Now, I am going to continue this week to continue Black Ops 7 week, where we cover everything in this trailer, the story behind it, and everything in between. But what's weird is before this trailer came out, there was essentially like 3 leaks that we got for this game. Number 1, David Mason was going to be in this game. As it turns out, that one was correct. Number 2, the game would take place in 2035. Again, that was correct. And number 3, it was going to have an open world campaign that took place on Avalon, the fictional place that takes place in Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Again, correct. Other than that, there was no other leaks revolving around this game whatsoever. But just 2 days after this comes out, we got more leaks. And I wanted to make a video discussing that because I think there's actually more information on these leaks than you may actually know. These leaks all revolve around the campaign of the game, and specifically to do with the main character of the game, to do with the gameplay of the campaign, and finally, the timeline of Call of Duty. All things that I like to think I specialize in, so I can give a pretty good outlook on what we are talking about here. So first, let me show you what this leak actually is. So essentially, there are 2 different things that come out of this one. It's from someone by the name of Vondi is Pog, but the first part says that you are going to play as a nameless soldier that will have a little bit of customization like Black Ops Cold War did and Black Ops 3. We'll come back to that in a minute. The second part says some missions will occasionally have the party leader, because again, this is a co-op campaign, that will be David Mason. So also this campaign is going to be playable solo, but there is co-op campaign available. But I also think that there's something wrong with this leak. I do not think that David Mason is going to be the main character, and I don't think he's going to be the character you play as. Just like Black Ops Cold War, when we could create a character, I think we are going to find out at the end of the game, we know exactly who the character we are playing is. Let me briefly explain that one to you. So first things first, I want to go back to that kind of character customization thing that he mentioned in there. If we go back to Black Ops Cold War, there was character customization where you could choose a background skin tone for your character. There was no voice or anything like that aesthetically for your character. It was just kind of choosing a background, which by the end of the game actually ended up making sense, because Adler implanted all of the memories that you were putting on the sheet here into the character that you were playing, which by the end of the game, you found out was Bell. So it wasn't just a nameless character that you were creating Bell, but a code name for Bell.
He's coming too. Bell, no more fucking around. What did Perseus say? Where is he? What you're going through now is nothing compared to what you'll experience if you don't start cooperating.
But essentially a cover story for Bell as to what his background was and how he became a part of the team within the Safehouse, which, by the way, we'll get to that one in a minute as well. So then you had the Black Ops 3 character customization, which once again, you could kind of pick how your character actually looked. But again, with this game, by the very end of the campaign, it did not matter, because you had a thing in your head called a direct neural interface that actually imprinted someone's memories and someone's behavior onto your character. That's a whole other story. You need a degree in physics to understand Black Ops 3, but you're just gonna have to trust me on this one. So you did have a character in both of these games, but you could make them look the way that you wanted and give them the background that you wanted because of the implantation of memories within Black Ops Cold War and with the direct neural interface in Black Ops 3.
Imagine yourself
What's your name, soldier?
in a frozen forest.
I said, what's your name?
Taylor.
So just to be clear, I believe that this is going to happen again within Call of Duty Black Ops 7, but this time it's going to be a little bit different, because I think we know who we are actually going to play as, or at least be imprinted as. You'll see what I mean. But for understand this, you're going to have to go with the timeline of the Black Ops game. So going back to the very first Black Ops game in order, you played as a character by the name of Alex Mason. Alex Mason was the character you played at. He was the main character in the game, and that was the first game chronologically in the series. Alex Mason, keep that in mind. The game after this is Black Ops Cold War, and the character that you play as within this game goes by the name of Bell. So we have Alex Mason, and then we have Bell. Then going with the dates, we move to the 90s with Black Ops 6, the game that we had this year, and the main character, the character that you play as in this campaign, goes by the name of Case. Fast forward to the year 2025, which is the next game in chronological order with Black Ops 2. The character that you have is David Mason. So going in chronological order, we have Alex Mason, then Bell, then Case, then David. In other words, A, B, C, and then D, meaning the next game chronologically taking place in 2035 is Call of Duty Black Ops 7, meaning the character who we play as in this game will have a name that starts with the letter E. And guess what? We know who this is because there is a prestige reward for hitting level 1000 Master Prestige within Black Ops 6. He's a character who was in Call of Duty Black Ops 2 going by the name of Samuels or Eric Samuels. In other words, starting with the letter E. So that is my prediction as to who the E character will be within Black Ops 6. But yeah, I think you can see how the trend goes there. Now, the one thing that I will say is if this is 100% true and you kind of are just filling David's party with a bunch of these faceless characters, it's weird because we do know that a character like Mike Harper is coming back. There was a Verge article that said that Michael Rorker, the person that played this person to begin with, is making a return. So to not have him in Mason's crew is very, very strange. And then we have the final thing from this leak, and that is the fact that the Safehouse is going to be making a return. With all of the recent Black Ops games, I don't think this is a surprise whatsoever. They like to do their secrets within the Safehouse, things like that. The image that you were seeing here, I just got ChatGPT to make me a futuristic Safehouse. This actually isn't an image from the game, but yeah, I think this is a surprise to absolutely no one that this is a thing that's going to be making a return. So there are two more leaks that I wanted to address. Number one is that based off of, I've seen it on Charlie Intel, other websites, apparently Black Ops 7 actually got started to be worked on at the same time as Black Ops 6, which explains a couple of things. Number one, how this trailer could look so in depth when they didn't have as much time. Like when we saw Modern Warfare 3, we weren't getting this much detail, this much craziness. Like it was more of a DLC than currently what we're seeing with this right now. So they've had 5 years essentially to work on Black Ops 7, which is kind of insane. Also explains why the post-launch support for Black Ops 6 has been so, quite literally, the only word I got for it is horrible. Crappy events, crappy updates, lackluster aspects to ranked play and anti-cheat. Just all of their effort has been going into the next game that they're working on. So they're launching a game while working on the next game all at the same time. Your studio is completely blindsided by this, and I don't think that's a good way to work, but it could potentially, and I would take this with a big grain of salt, it could potentially mean very good things for Black Ops 7 and an even better post-launch than we got with Black Ops 6. But again, very big grain of salt on this one. The second thing is the next time we are going to be seeing more information, maybe sooner than you think. I talked about this in yesterday's video. In the kind of promotional material that we see on the website, that we see in the trailer, two dates can be seen: June 20th, 2025 and June 20th, 2035. I said that this is going to be when we get our next Easter egg or leak or trailer for Call of Duty Black Ops 7. Lo and behold, today, an employee at GameStop says that they are going to be taking pre-orders starting on June the 20th, as well as having some promotional posters already available as proof. Also, this date makes a lot of sense because this would be the date that Raul Menendez would have died and the Cortus dive video to be put up on YouTube back in Call of Duty Black Ops 2 on June the 20th, 2025. And that is just next week, next Friday, I believe. So you're going to want to make sure you're subscribed to the channel, have notifications off. As I mentioned, all this week is Black Ops 7 week. We've got so much more content coming. So be subscribed, have notifications on. If you like Call of Duty story, if you like Call of Duty information, you're in the right place. But as always, thank you so much for watching the video. And until next time, peace. We are real.